Boo. Okay. In honor of Halloween, I figured I would tell you a funny story and a sad story and maybe a scary story if I remember. Okay, funny story. This is the reason I do not like Halloween. When I was very poor, I went to my grandmother's house to, my mother, dressed us up that year. My older brothers, I don't remember what they dressed up as, but my parents dressed us all up, really extravagantly. And she dressed me up as a clown. A freaking clown. I'm not scared of clowns. I do not particularly like a clown, but they're okay. But I would never be like, oh, clown with sex. No, I'd be like, dude, no, get a life. She dressed me up as a clown. So I'm in this costume, and my face has been painted, and I don't know if I was just uncomfortable in the makeup or what it was, but I did not like this concept of dressing up and going out to talk to random strangers for candy, and asking random people for candy. That's just weird. So I cried until she let me stay home with my grandmother and watch TV. And I only know this because there are pictures. There's a picture of me crying, and there's a picture of me watching television, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened, because my mom told me. And the sad story is, one year, a friend of ours was giving a Halloween party, and they had a hayride. And they also had this dog, really pretty dog. And we went out on the hayride, and we started going down the road, and not even a minute later, the dog started following us, but not even a minute later, this car pops up out of nowhere. And since the dog's on the other side of the road, this car comes and hits the dog. The dog is flying 20 feet over that way, and the person driving the hayride or whatever, slammed on the brakes, and my brother jumped out and ran over to the dog. And we're sitting there freaking out. We're like, oh my god. And this girl's cousin is sitting next to me, and she goes, I just got scared for that. And I was like, yeah, definitely. I'll be scared for that. It was so sad because it literally happened not even 3 feet away from me, behind me. It was literally right behind me. Excuse me. But later on we found out, because I think we went right back home, and we found out that they had to put the dog down. So sad. And the scary story is not very scary, but, well, actually, it's pretty scary. So, a couple years ago, my dad decided to take us to Monster Mountain, which is in Millersville, Tennessee, because he works close to there, and he had a friend that worked for Monster Mountain, I don't know if he still works there or not, but they're a haunted house anyway. So we got in for free, and there was this tube thing that inflated. It's purple, and it literally is inflated to here, and you had to push your way through it. And my brother's best friend was right in front of me, and my parents were behind me, and we're walking, and I had my hand on this guy, and my brother's in front of this guy, and we're walking, and all of a sudden the guy in front of me disappears, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I thought I was gonna suffocate. Seriously, it's closing in on me. And I was like, I can't do this, I can't do this. It was awful. I felt like I was in there for 3 hours, but it was really 3 seconds. But anyway, it was a 6-foot tunnel. It was awful. And then they had this pitch black staircase that went down, and I think it circled around or something, or went. It was anyway. We were all take your phones out, and they were like, if you use your phone, you're a safe. And I was like, oh please, I am terrified of the dark. I'm using my freaking cell phone. And I think, I don't know if I had my cell phone or not, but I used my watch. I had a watch that had a light on it, so I used that. And there was this really rude guy who was dressed up as a clown or something, or an evil firefighter, and there was a fire truck. And I was like, oh, look, a fire truck, because my brother's, one of his ex-girlfriends was there. And I'm like, oh, look, a fire truck. And he goes, "Yes, an effing fire truck," and I'm like, "You are such a douche. I'm gonna punch you in the balls." But of course I couldn't say that because I would have been slapped. Because that was when I was like 15, and I was not allowed to talk like that. Back then, I talked like that now. I'm no. And then it's really funny because my mom's terrified of chainsaws, and there's this guy. There's always a chainsaw guy. Like, I don't know why there's always a chainsaw guy, but there was a chainsaw guy. He like revved it up, and my mother, she had seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like a lot of people probably have, and that's probably why they're all scarred for life and are terrified of chainsaws. But he revved it up, she freaked out, and he like went to turn, and there was this like wooden post or like stairs or something like just there, and she like hit it on, I don't know, it was like one of these sides, and I was like, lucky you didn't like hit your middle of your chest, but like she had a bruise. She literally, the guy like ripped it up, and she turned around and like she hit it, and then she darted. I was like, where did she go? It was so funny. Oh, and then this one guy uh, in the haunted house was, he had like a devil mask on, and he like was standing right behind me, and I was trying, I was like, oh my god, get the F away from me. It's hilarious. He was like, I was like, no, actually, I was like, better back up or I'm gonna punch you in the face. Oh my god, it was so funny. And then, like, the last one I swear, there was this one thing, and because my brother's girlfriend and I, like, my oldest brother's girlfriend and I were like together, like we were our own little pairing group. My middle brother, older brother, there we go, and his best friend were together, and I don't remember who my oldest brother was, but anyway, my mom and dad were together. Okay. My brother's girlfriend and I were running, and we came across this thing that was like, it was circular, and it had these handles, and like there was a pathway like, through this thing, things going around it, and this little like walkway with rails on the side of it. I look like an angel. What is up with that lighting? Anyway, and so she runs through it, and like, okay, so I run through it, and since the thing is spinning and it's like rainbow colored and it's weird, I ran through it and was like, whoa. So fun. So, those are my 3 stories in honor of Halloween, even though I hate this holiday and I think it's the dumbest thing ever created. The end. So, bye-bye.